It's a record rainfall type of day again. The news is reporting some rather frightening things about it. I'm in Etna, but luckily on a hilltop because, you know, water, Etna, yeah. So I wanted to get out the umbrella. This will probably be loud. And take a look around how my water features are doing in real time here, in action. So those of you who have been around for a while, oh, I gotta get that in the compost, remember that the water used to run down here and come, well, you can still see the marks of it, about this far onto the porch, like a little river. And I diverted it. There's the rain on the umbrella sound. So let's maybe follow this and see what it actually does. Oops, tripping on flowers. Then, oh, well, some of my stuff's blown away. What else is new? I also just very recently moved some of the wood chips that were here. It looks like it might not fully be getting past that low spot there, though. So, for study purposes later, it looks like I need to pull up the ground cloth in this section, dig that out, and help the water keep moving. Because it gets there, but it gets there very slowly. So, as you can see, it's raining pretty hard at this point. Water diverter here is doing fine. I was trying to figure out why my basement started flooding again, coming out from underneath the Bilco door. Not sure what the answer to that is. There's quite a lot of runoff right here too. That's pretty deep, and it's just kind of running down this way. Looks like it might be taking a left and going for the low road. Although a good bit of it's coming off here too. I'm getting soggy, but I don't really care. There's my sump pump in action. And that's concerning. Huh. Okay, I didn't realize it was that bad. I have to get my box gutters replaced because they're not properly balanced. So let's see what my solution over here has done. So we can see quite a lot of water is escaping, but I feel like that's maybe less. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it's collecting quite a bit, look. That's good. It looks like, it looks like this is diverting some actually closer to the house than I would like. In that this thunder, cool. This is a seam in the sidewalk that seems to be catching some of the flow and directing it closer to the house than I'd like. A lot of it's getting back on the sidewalk and leaving, but that's still concerning, and I need to figure out something about that. But the fact that this is sitting in the seams here and carrying down to water my fern at the end is good. You can see the walkways are puddles, as they are here. This is a typical recurrent anyway, not typical. This is an outstanding rainfall. However, it happens frequently. You can see that these sunken pots are literally just small lakes, each and every one of them. And the water gets, again, pretty deep. You know. So, that's how this works. Perhaps rather than counting on that front lip, I could bring more over this way, because I see that that's... Don't mind the thunder, I love it. That's actually flowing off right here. So if I brought the soil level lower and maybe tilted this walk to bring it into this floodplain, it's at least farther from the house than that diversion's taking it right under that pile of rock. So, yeah, I've got water stuff happening here. Lots of it. Curious how my digging project up here is doing. Obviously, we've got puddles here, too. See, that's not bad. There's, a small puddle where I dug deep in, but otherwise it's fine. Yeah, so this isn't terrible. My new sunken pots are, again, small oceans. Oh, only on the front side, though. If I step into these puddles, how deep are you? Pretty deep. Very deep. Extremely deep. Yeah, less than half are hurting as bad as those ones over there are water-wise. That invasive honeysuckle's in full bloom. It smells nice. And the elderberry's starting to bloom. You might remember that I mentioned the elderberry loves water, so it wouldn't mind this being a marshland, as long as my house is safe from it. So, and of course my fire pit just becomes a pond. And the Allegheny down there is quite muddy. I think you can tell. It's like that, through the haze, it's still really brown. And that's because it washes out all the creek beds and brings the mud down in during a outstanding rain event like this one. You can barely even see that other hill. Alright, well, we successfully kept the camera dry. Oh, this is interesting too. Look at how fast this flows. That might be a good diversion as well, to maybe have less of it settle as close to the porch. Maybe bring some of it over here as well. Well, as I dig while it's dry, I will be frequently referencing this video. So I'm glad I came out here under the umbrella and got my back all soggy, because it didn't keep me safe that way. Let's go take a look at the retainer wall real quick. This is how oh, it's so much quieter when I'm on the porch, wow. This is how I determine what I need to do. I got a good bit of the pathway blocked here. Oops. But, okay, yeah, so even the soil's creating puddles up here as well. There's really nowhere for it to go but in. And in places it runs out the front of the retainer wall. Let's see if we can get closer over there. This is so much more absorbent than it would have been as grass. And yet it's still this intensive. Wow. Yeah, so the area, oh gosh, there's a slug crawling on the face of that cement thing in the back. In the area where that's blocking it, the dripping doesn't get as deep. In the area where, you see how like part of this wall is actually dry. Right where that cement block is. That's the old retainer wall. This is a secondary one that the prior owner put up. I wouldn't have put that much work into it, but he wanted a level yard. You see what good that did him. Frickin' flood zone. Let's see if we can get back in here. So other than the fact that the rock wall's dripping throughout its front face, I'm a little bit underneath the tree so the rain pouring down isn't quite as loud. Yeah, this isn't too bad. This is really loamy because that's my neighbor's compost. And so a lot of this soil right here is just straight up loam. Like just straight compost. It's Rose of Sharon. You know I can't help myself when I see weeds. I have to pull them. You know that. These look really similar when young to echinacea, but in truth, they produce little burrs that become quite inconvenient. So yeah, this is intensive. It'll be a lot to try and figure out. I'm gonna have to come back and weed when it's not pouring. Getting things stuck between my toes here. Get out of there. Get off my toes, please. There we go. And yeah. Squishy! Oh my goodness, you just sink right in. That's happened several times as I walk around here. Well, so that's how my water management currently is behaving. It's been worse. It's been better. No, it's been worse. This is better. Yeah. Oh, see, look. Now that the water table's getting higher, this is flowing right through. I just need a little bit more leveling right here, where that hollyhock has flopped over. And maybe layer the ground cloth in a different direction so that instead of catching, it's flowing. And then, yes, wouldn't hurt to... Whoops, I'm stuck. There we go. Maybe see what clearing this would be like. I'm just like pointing the camera off in some random direction while I do something with my foot. My bad. See if that makes it any better. Of course, now my feet are filthy, but I'm okay with that. They'll be rinsed off in no time, because some of these puddles are pretty deep. Yeah, all of that used to rush up onto the porch, and it did crack part of the foundation. So I'm really happy to see this flowing away. I'd like to see some more of it diverting into the, whoa, how deep that is, jeez, into the asparagus here, just to like maybe dig under this edging and let it come on in. Oh wow, I just completely changed the direction of things by sticking my foot there, look at that. And then it goes, Oh, and this comes down and waters my fruit trees. Well, that's not bad either. Huh. Cool. What just a little bit can do. Really quite impressive. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. All of the little depressed areas where the plants are put in are collecting puddles, just like I do with the hose. Gonna get thunder in a second, yep. Neat. Ah, somebody's still getting in here and eating my new cabbage. Now that's where he got in, right here. Eesh. I've been noticing a new groundhog in town, and I'm not a fan. Alright, well, considering how close the thunder and lightning are getting, I think we've seen just about everything. That rhubarb is actually doing fine. Huh. Oh, even this gets puddles in it, jeez. Yeah. Ouch. Stepping on things. Yep. Alright, I have now seen everything and it's coming down harder again. I'm gonna go.